Okay, so the fodder finish simply means it was finished in an incredibly large barrel. It's at least
The fabulous fodder finishes fantastically flavorfully.
okay.
That's
You
what I
need to
want.
remember that because I'm not going to. Welcome back to another episode of Power of Bourbon, and I'm going to share
Slash
my
bourbon and
five
whiskey.
slash bourbon risk exactly. Very very on point for tonight. So I'm going to share my five that I submitted for my best of 2021. And most of these are fairly affordable-ish, decently available. I think actually all but one you should be able to get. Maybe two you'll have a tough time getting. So yeah, I'm excited to share these. I'm going to share my ryes first, then my finished product. So first rye I have submitted here is the Willet rye right here. I had a chance to get this one. Actually, a friend was shopping around. Again, I'm a huge proponent. I think we're all proponents of this. If you're in the bourbon game, one of the best things you can do is create a good bourbon network of people and be true to your friends and be true to your bourbon network and take care of them first. I could go off on a rant on that, but I'll save that for a different episode.
Like
Maybe
feel like
maybe
you're
leave
sitting
some
on a
comments.
soapbox there.
Yeah, if you want a Brian rant video about
Let us
bourbon
know.
friends gone wrong, let
Yeah.
us know and I'll go on a rant. But anyway, this is Willet. Friend actually got this one for about $50 for me. Great value there. I felt like
Mhm.
you'll see him priced. I think usually maybe all the way up to 75 normally. This one's pretty good. Different proofs come in. This one's 112.6. So that's just a straight traditional rye. So we'll see how Willet holds up. It's a common name. People know all about it. Some people like their products. Some people don't. We'll see how it holds up. All right. Next thing on my list was something I was super happy to get. I was wanting to get pretty much all year, and finally got around September,
A
which
McRib.
is 80 Laws.
Sorry.
This is their 6-year bottle and bond San Luis Valley straight rye. Very happy to get this. Won some awards. If you've watched the channel at all, you know I'm a big 80 Laws fan. They were kind of the first place that I really got into bourbon and whiskey at. They do really good craft stuff. They're a smaller distillery in Denver. If you're ever in the Denver area, you got to hit up 80 Laws. Their hours can be a little bit tricky sometimes to do a tour. They do a great tour. They got really good product, but make sure you plan ahead on that. So 6-year bottle and bond straight whiskey. They used to have this used to be their Sakal line, but they've switched it to San Luis Valley a few years ago. So those are kind of my straight ryes. Now my finished products here. Consistent theme, things Brian likes, things Brian can afford. Both the other ones you'll probably find in a $50 to $75 price range, straight ryes. This one here, this is great. High West, things Brian likes, things Brian can afford. High West right here. This is their double rye. This is about $50 because it's a limited release. Their normal double rye is really solid. You can find for about the $35 mark. If you can find a single barrel limited release, pay that extra $15. Get it. It's worth it. This is the second year in a row. I've got this one. It's just an amazing bottle. Which
Black label, gold emboss. Yeah, that's
yeah.
pretty.
I mean, it's definitely how you should buy bourbon. Or
I mean,
whiskey,
to be
right?
fair, it's like when you were collecting Pokemon cards and you got a holograph one. Like it was just better than the regular. That's what those are.
Okay, I have no idea what you just said, but it sounds good. And so the limited release here on the side, this is actually Missouri limited release, finished in an Aqua V barrel for 9 months on that. So it's just their traditional double rye, which is good by itself, aged for an extra 9 months. Really good. Their one last year was phenomenal, and maybe like last year's a little bit better than this year. It was finished in a different barrel. I can't remember which. Very good. If you don't like High West, what's wrong with you? If you haven't tried High West, try High West. They do good stuff. Next High West product here. Probably, this is weird. It's one of my best of, but it's also like biggest disappointment of at the same time. I have this love-hate weird relationship with this.
Yep.
Midwinters Night. I like it. Do I love it this year? Last year's, yes. This year's,
bold prediction is that High West Aquavit barrel might beat out this Midwinter Night Dram.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're finished double rights. Phenomenal. So this one, I like it. It's definitely my best of. But the guys and I were talking ahead of time, and finally I felt like I was able to nail down how I really feel about the Midwinters Night Drum this year. By the way, we reviewed this, linked the video, and it's kind of like there was nothing about it I don't like, but there's nothing about it I love. And at the Midwinters Night price point, I'm kind of interested to see where this rates on a blind and how it compares to the double rye from High West.
It's just like that perfect child that comes home with straight A's that you expected, and you're just like,
I was going to say,
this is terrible.
Like
it's
How dare you? You're such a disappointment to me.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's very much like LeBron James in the playoffs. You know he could be great, but is he going to be great? And we'll just see.
I mean, in this age of LeBron,
yep.
Can he do it anymore? We'll see. So
whiskey, unlike actual LeBron, does get better with age.
So now, out of the 4 I've done so far, the Midwinters Night is definitely the one that's going to be harder to find, and is by far the most expensive from this group. Everything else is probably in that $50 to $75 price range. That Midwinters Night, you're going to pay $100 for easy, if not significantly more, and harder to find. So going back to, again, the $50 to $75 price range, here, another 80 Laws. No, I'm not on their payroll. I just love their stuff, I promise. This is...
No more than I'm on MGP and Barrel and Pickle.
Well, so. I don't know. You push those a little bit harder than I push Laws, I think. But this is a...
That's because the whiskey is better.
We'll see. So we'll see how the ratings come out, sir. You're scared of this one.
I think this is my sleeper pick. If I had to draft one, this would be it.
So this is from 80 Laws. Like, if you're in Denver area, it's worth going to the distillery just to see if this is still on the shelf. Honestly, this is their cognac fodder finish. It's their 4 grain, which their 4 grain by itself is really solid.
Really emphasizing the F's.
Oh yeah. So it's their 4 grain fodder finished. It's a special finishing series.
That's fantastic.
Aged. Yeah, so that's a lot. That's a mouthful right there. If you need to have a sip of bourbon just to absorb all that, you can.
I think I got all the fodder.
So the fodder finished just simply means it's in a huge kind of vat, typically at least at a minimum 3 times larger than a normal bourbon barrel. So basically, they stuck a lot of their forward grain with the cognac finish all in just a giant vat. Let it age. Then the Solera age essentially means that they pour in the product over time, aged at different points in time. And so it just kind of creates a unique flavor profile, but hopefully provides a lot of consistency at the end that then they pull out. So this was kind of just a unique finished product that was absolutely delicious and could possibly be the dark horse winner for our entire best of, which I would just love to see Chuck's face with an 80 Laws beats out the MGP.
Nope. We call them as we see them here.
Yeah.
We give the hard truth on Power Bourbon.
I will be very impressed if an 80 Laws makes our top 5.
Very impressed.
You don't think they're rye, which their rye is a phenomenal rye if you like ryes. But the problem is Chuck doesn't like ryes, so automatically my tasting notes on the 80 Laws rye is I wrote pure rye, everything rye right here, and so Chuck rated it 2s across the board.
I didn't rate anything 2s across the board.
Right.
I did rate something 2.5 across the board.
I think this cognac finishes top 5 material.
We will see.
I agree. My bold prediction, Brian, is between you and I, we have all of the top 5. TJ is shut out.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. I mean, and you're talking drastically different price points as well, and availability.
Price points.
So,
I mean, you got up there a couple with drastically different price points. Midwinter Night Dram, the 80 Laws at $70. Like, hey, I felt like we overlapped on this one quite a bit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well,
as I sip my 16-year Seagrass.
I would say you'll have to tune in next week and see if I get shut out. Not possible, but we'll see what these two hooligans think. To find out what our top 5 and bottom 5 are. So let's put a little skin in the game. So whoever has the most bottom 5, what do they have to do versus most top 5? That's what I want to know. That's where we go.
Well, I'm pretty sure my straight ryes are going to score poorly due to the anti-rye contingent. In this
whoa. I've already looked at some of the data. We have strong correlation. So we all, for the most part, agreed at what was the worst. So don't just throw me under the bus here and say that I'm the reason that your ryes aren't going to do well. You didn't rate your ryes well.
Look, I'm looking for excuses. If you could not have your facts ruin my excuses, I would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Apparently we can't agree. So you'll have to tune in next week to see what we do agree on. So we'll see you next time.
Stay neat. Don't listen to Brian.
Power Bourbon.